The year is 2025, our pale blue planet, a haven for life in the vast cosmos, hurtles towards an uncertain fate. That fate arrives, not with a whimper but a roar. A fiery streak rips across the sky. It's Aster 2022, a rogue asteroid on a collision course with Earth. The world watches in terror. The end is near. Families huddle together, some praying, others accepting their fate. Among them is a family of 4, Michael, Sarah, and their 2 young children, Emily and Ethan. Michael, a man of science, had prepared for this moment. He knows that their only chance is to reach their shelter, a relic of the Cold War, buried deep beneath their home. Time is running out. The sky glows an angry red. The air crackles with static. Michael urges his family towards safety. The shelter is cramped, cold, and damp. It smells of stale air and fear, but it's their only hope. Michael checks the supplies one last time. Food, water, a first aid kit, and a hand-cranked radio. He prays it will be enough. Outside, the sky roars. The ground trembles. Emily and Ethan cling to their mother, their eyes wide with terror. Sarah sings them a lullaby, her voice trembling, trying to mask her own fear. Suddenly, a frantic pounding on the metal hatch above. It's their neighbor, Mrs. Peterson. She's alone, desperate, begging to be let in. Michael's heart pounds. There's no room, not for another soul. Michael faces an impossible choice. Open the hatch and risk the lives of his family, or leave Mrs. Peterson to face the inevitable. His hand trembles on the hatch release lever. He looks at his children's innocent faces. Then at Sarah, her eyes pleading with him. "I'm sorry," he whispers, his voice choked with anguish. He knows that this decision, this act of survival, will forever haunt him. But in this moment, he has to protect his own. The pounding continues, desperate, fading, until only an eerie silence remains. The weight of their decision hangs heavy in the air, suffocating them. Then, it hits. A deafening roar. A shock wave that seems to tear the very fabric of the earth apart. The shelter groans and shudders, dust raining down from the ceiling. The air fills with the metallic tang of fear. Michael and Sarah hold their children tight, their bodies a shield against the unseen forces raging above. The children scream, their cries lost in the cacophony of destruction. The shelter holds, barely. The world outside, however, is no more. Section 5. Silence. The hours crawl by. The initial roar of the impact gives way to an unsettling silence. The air is thick with dust. Breathing is difficult. The only sound is the terrified whimpers of the children and the pounding of Michael's own heart. Days turn into nights. The air begins to clear, slowly, painstakingly. The silence outside is deafening, a stark contrast to the vibrant world that existed just a short time ago. The world they knew is gone. Fear gives way to a grim determination. They have survived the impact. Now, they must face the aftermath. Section 6. A New World. After what feels like an eternity, Michael decides it's time to venture out. He opens the heavy hatch, wincing at the screech of metal on metal. A blast of stale, dusty air hits him. The world outside is unrecognizable. Gone is the familiar landscape of their neighborhood. In its place lies a scene of utter devastation. Twisted metal, shattered concrete, and a thick blanket of ash cover everything. The sun, a hazy orb in the ash-choked sky, casts a dim, eerie glow on the ruins. The air smells of sulfur and something else, something alien and unsettling. This is their new reality. Section 7. Searching for life. They emerge from the shelter, blinking in the strange new light. The children, their faces pale and drawn, cling to their parents, their eyes wide with a mixture of fear and a strange, terrible wonder. The first priority is finding food and water. The shelter supplies won't last long. Michael leads his family through the ruins, their footsteps echoing in the eerie silence. They find others, survivors, picking through the debris, their faces haggard, their eyes filled with the same mixture of hope and despair. A new community, forged in the fires of disaster, begins to take shape. Section 8. 10 years later. A decade has passed. The world is a different place. The skies are still choked with ash, the sun a pale ghost of its former self. The air is cold, the land barren. But life, tenacious and resilient, has found a way. The survivors have adapted. They've built shelters from the rubble, learned to grow food in the ash, and formed a new society, one based on cooperation and shared hardship. The children, now teenagers, have known nothing but this harsh new world. Life is hard, a daily struggle for survival. But amidst the ruins, hope flickers. Section 9. Hope remains. The asteroid that almost ended humanity has irrevocably changed the course of life on Earth. But it has also revealed the extraordinary resilience of the human spirit. In the face of unimaginable destruction, humanity has endured. The future is uncertain. But as long as there are those who remember the past, who hold on to hope, who strive to rebuild, humanity will survive. The legacy of Aster 2022 is not just one of destruction, but also one of resilience, adaptation, and the enduring power of the human spirit. We look up at the sky, no longer with fear, but with a newfound understanding of our place in the cosmos. We are survivors, and we will continue to survive.